Yes, my dears. So yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, so मस्त बारिश हो रही है और मस्त बारिश में हमें मस्त पढ़ना भी है ना? Yeah, happy monsoons to all of you all. I hope this year the monsoons are going to be good, na? Well, at least it's pleasant today, right? Well, so we'll go ahead with the chapter that we had started. I guess are some of you all there from my other batch? I'll just check. Yes, yes. Okay, yes. Some of you all are here. Well, beta, whatever it is. So I'll yeah. Plasmodesmata के बारे में मैं बताऊंगी बेटा. Don't worry. I'll talk about it. Sure. Yeah. So some of you all are here who have like regularly attending all the lectures, and few of the students, beta, I think so. I had told you on Monday that you come for the Wednesday's lecture, you will understand everything because we are starting with a new small subtopic in the chapter called as cell unit of life. So don't worry, others. Definitely, there'll be the cover up lectures placed in the next week as well. I don't want to burden you too much with bio. So already two lectures are there, and you already had attended one of lectures on Monday. So those who are coming, yeah, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Good, beta. That's fine. So those who have come, directly to cell unit of life, don't worry. इसके पहले वाले जो सेल यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ के लेक्चर्स है ना वो आपके मैं खुद ले लूंगी. Okay, I'll take those lectures of yours. Don't worry about it. Fine. So I think now we can move ahead with the content that we have started with, and this is something which is very interesting as well now, which I'm starting. Okay. Well, so here, I'll just minimize this content so that now you all can see the screen properly. Sure, but I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. Yes. What you want? You want me to explain the function of lecithin? Okay. Lecithin is nothing. It is going to act like a surfactant, which will reduce the surface tension. Okay. So to reduce the surface tension, the lecithin is going to be naturally made, which is going to be taking care of, if the membrane gets overstretched, it should not break. The cell membrane should not break. Okay. It is for that. Okay. Then someone asked me about plasmodesmata. Yeah, can anyone tell me what is plasmodesmata? Those who had attended my last class. Anyone who can tell me what is? Very good. It's cytoplasmic bridge. Very nice. Yes, Dhruv, Juhi, you're right, beta. It's a cytoplasmic bridge connecting the two cells internally. So exchange of nutrients and exchange of gases can take place via that. Yes, perfect. Well, yeah. What do you want, beta? You want the fluid mosaic model? Sure, I'll explain what is fluid mosaic model to you all. So basically, what it is going to be, um, like how the glaciers are going to be present in the water, है ना? Glaciers पता है? Icebergs, how they are going to be placed in water. वैसे ही ना ये fluid के जैसा एक stream है which is made up of lipid and phosphate, and in that they have got the proteins placed inside it. So that is going to be your fluid mosaic model. So fluid mosaic model में what are the things that we saw? We have got polar head, non-polar tail, which are the lipid tails, right? Polar head and the tails from this particular layer, and polar head and non-polar tails from this particular layer, they'll come together to form this bilayer, right? And these bilayers के बीच में what is going to be present? There are going to be different types of proteins. Okay, so we have got tunnel proteins, we have got intrinsic proteins, we have got extrinsic proteins, we have got glycoproteins. We saw so many proteins, na? And the functions of these proteins, as I said, I'll teach you in the chapter called as transport in plants. Though we say transport in plants, the same proteins and the same structure is applicable to you and me also. So even we all are going to have the cell membrane, and it is also going to have the fluid mosaic model in it. Okay, got it? Yeah. What's your doubt, Vaishnavi? So they can connect. They might connect, but not necessarily they will always connect. They might connect. Okay. So that's about your Single and Nicholson's fluid mosaic model, which is universally accepted. Okay. Huh. We haven't done what? We haven't done that. Okay. 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 Fine. 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 We'll do that. So before going to this, where is my okay? I'm going to give a recap as it is. So I'm going to go. Okay. So this is the fluid mosaic model of the cell membrane. Those students who are listening for the cell unit of life chapter for the first time, beta, don't worry. I'll take these things with you all again. Okay. So see, these are your phosphate heads. These yellow colors are going to be the lipid tails. These blue colored ones are going to be your proteins. Okay. Every protein has got different functions. Here you can see a protein channel. Here you can see globin protein. Here you can see a carbohydrate attached to the protein. Correct? So this is your fluid mosaic model put forward by Singer and Nicholson for the structure of cell membrane. Correct? Okay. Function of torus is to give support and rigidity. Function of torus is support and rigidity. Yeah. So this is what we have to do, right? Okay. Now look at this. What are the functions of those proteins? Okay. See, many molecules can move briefly across the membrane without any requirement of energy. This is called as passive transport. So what is passive, beta? Passive transport क्या होता है? Movement from higher concentration to lower concentration is passive transport. ठीक है. बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल बताऊं आपको पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट का. डू यू ड्रिंक कोक, मिरिंडा, पेप्सी, एनी एरिएटेड ड्रिंक्स कुछ पीते हो? गंदा होता है वो, नहीं पीना चाहिए. यू हैव सीन दैट, राइट? स्प्राइट है, पेप्सी है, मिरिंडा है, वॉटेवर है ना? तो ये जो सारे एरिएटेड ड्रिंक्स होते हैं ना बेटा, व्हेन यू ओपन द बॉटल, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग दैट विल हैपन? क्या होगा? ये मत बोलना मुंह को लगा के पी लेंगे. What is the thing that you will experience? Come on. Yes, very nice. Yes, yes, yes. Very correct, beta. So you will hear a fizz, है ना? और उसमें से CO2 बाहर निकल रहा है. Correct. विधि, you're perfectly right, my dear. बिल्कुल correct. बिल्कुल सही. तो उसमें से क्या निकल आता है बाहर? It's going to give out the carbon dioxide, right? Now keep that bottle open. Keep that bottle open for say an hour or two. Open रखना. अब 2 घंटे के बाद would you again hear the fizz? 2 घंटे के बाद उसमें से फिर भी फिज निकल आ रहा है क्या कुछ? नो. डज दैट मीन दैट द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड फ्रॉम द बॉटल हैज नाउ कंप्लीटली वैनिश्ड इनटू द सराउंडिंग? पूरा चला गया. हार्डली एनी CO2 विल बी देयर. ओके. व्हाट इज दैट हार्डली बच्चा? कितना रहेगा उसके अंदर पता है आपको? how much would be the value of that hardly any CO2 would be there? कि पूरा चला गया. नाउ इट इज सेफ टू ड्रिंक बिकॉज CO2 था, CO2 चला गया. नाउ इट इज सेफ. 2 घंटे के बाद कोक आप पी लीजिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ऐसा होता है बेटा. वेरी नाइस ध्रुव, वेरी नाइस बेटा, वेरी नाइस, एक्सीलेंट. So what we know is whatever CO2 was present inside, not all has escaped into the surroundings. Rather, the amount of CO2 in the bottle and the amount of CO2 in its surrounding atmosphere, when they become equal, that time this CO2 ka diffusion will stop. Diffusion will stop matlab now the movement of CO2 from the bottle into the atmosphere will stop. This does not mean कि bottle के अंदर का CO2 पूरा चला गया. अब bottle में कितना CO2 है? जितना उसके surrounding में है, right? But in the bottle initially the CO2 was very highly concentrated as compared to the surrounding, right? So the movement of these CO2 molecules from higher concentration to the lower concentration is called as passive transport. Did you understand what is passive transport? Okay, so many molecules will move briefly from across the membrane without any requirement of energy. It is by themselves that the movement will take place without any energy. Why without any energy? They are excess, already ज़्यादा है, तो वो नॉर्मलाइज होने के लिए बाहर निकल आते हैं. अपनी लोकल ट्रेन देखी है? हैव यू एवर ट्रैवल्ड बाय लोकल ट्रेन ड्यूरिंग द पीक आवर्स? ये मुंबई की जो अपनी लोकल ट्रेन होती है ना बेटा, बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल ऑफ पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल. You know why? Don't stand, don't stand ever in the first two rows while getting down. Never stand in the last two rows also while getting down. बीच में खड़ा रहने का. देखो बता रही हूँ, देखो मतलब बायो पढ़ाना मेरा काम ही है ऑफ कोर्स, लेकिन आपको ये जनरल नॉलेज देना भी मेरा काम है. हाउ टू सर्वाइव इन मुंबई लोकल एंड हाउ टू सर्वाइव इन मुंबई का व्हाट वी से क्राउड. देखो हाँ, बहुत मस्त बता रही हूँ तुम्हें. नेवर स्टैंड इन द फर्स्ट टू रोज, नेवर स्टैंड इन द लास्ट टू रोज. बीच में खड़ा रहने का. क्या होता है पता है? जिधर आपको उतरना है, जिस स्टेशन पे आपको उतरना है ना, आपको सिर्फ बीच में खड़ा रहना है. क्या हो जाएगा? पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. पीछे से इतना क्राउड है कि ऑटोमेटिकली उनके धक्के से, उनके एनर्जी से, तुम्हारी एनर्जी खर्च किए बगैर आराम से उतर जाओगे तुम प्लेटफॉर्म पे. सीरियसली, पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. अपनी एनर्जी खर्च नहीं करनी है. ओके, सो यूजिंग द एनर्जी ऑफ व्हाट? पीछे वाले. एंड आगे वाले क्या होते हैं? बिफोर द ट्रेन स्टॉप्स ना, आगे वालों को धार 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 उतरना पड़ता है. तो उसमें रिस्क है ना बेटा. टू गेट डाउन बिफोर द ट्रेन स्टॉप्स, इट्स रिस्की. डोंट डू दैट. सेफ एंड पैसिव. Okay, so that is passive transport. That means without using energy, movement will be from higher concentration to lower concentration. Is it okay? Of course. Yes, yes, yes. So it becomes easy for you to now correlate the things ना. समझ में आ जाएगा पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट क्या होता है. इजी हो गया पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. अब एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट बता रही हूँ मैं. देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट, पैसिव एंड एक्टिव. अभी एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट बता रही हूँ. ठीक है. इतना क्राउड ट्रेन में से उतरने वाला है, हमें दिख रहा है. हम प्लेटफॉर्म पे अकेले खड़े हैं. हमें क्या करना है? हमें ये उतरने वाले क्राउड को पुश करके अंदर चढ़ना है. इमेजिन दिस. नॉर्मल केस में ट्रेन में चढ़ना इज ओके वाला थिंग, नो इश्यूज, राइट. बट इतना क्राउड उतरने वाला है, उनका पूरा मतलब फोर्स बेयर करके आई हैव टू पुश देम एंड आई हैव टू एंटर इनसाइड द ट्रेन. मेरी कितनी एनर्जी खर्च हुई भाई. So that is what active transport, moving from lower concentration to higher concentration. अंदर concentrated ट्रेन का डिब्बा भरा पड़ा है, मुझे उसके अंदर जाना है. मैं अकेली हूँ. इसका मतलब क्या है? लोअर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन से हायर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन में मुझे एंटर करना है. दैट इज एक्टिव ट्रांसपोर्ट. So understood the literal difference between passive and active. Actually, this is the best way of understanding what is active and passive. Okay, just like your कोक का बॉटल मैंने बताया कि बॉटल के अंदर CO2 बहुत ज्यादा भरा पड़ा है. जैसे ही बॉटल ओपन हो जाएगा, पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट फ्रॉम हायर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टू लोअर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. You understood? Yeah, beta. Yes, yes, yes. Diffusion is a type of passive transport, in fact. Okay, diffusion is an example of passive transport. Got it? Yeah. So in this way, what happens now? Like we have got two transports across the plasma membrane or the cell membrane also. One would be passive transport. That is, सेल के अंदर वो चीजें कमी है, वो मॉलिक्यूल्स कम है, इसलिए क्या हो गया? बाहर से आराम से वो अंदर आ रहे हैं बाय पैसिव ट्रांसपोर्ट, राइट. But active transport may what will happen? Some molecules are already present inside the cell and yet the cell wants those molecules to come inside. Then to pick them and bring them, hold them and bring them. Don't you think they require energy? right? So for active transport, there will be energy expenditure. For passive transport, there won't be any energy expenditure. ये किधर का मूवमेंट चल रहा है बेटा? ये मूवमेंट चल रहा है अपने सेल मेम्ब्रेन के अंदर और बाहर का. Is it okay? Fine. So I hope now you will understand this. So many molecules can move briefly across the membrane without any requirement of energy, and this is going to be called as the passive transport. Okay. Which two lines? Which two lines I told? I said so many lines. My dear, which two lines are you talking about? I really don't know. You tell me, I'll explain again. Okay. You tell me which two lines. हाँ हाँ ओके. सो इनसाइड से आउटसाइड वाला मतलब क्या होता है ना बेटा? सी फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये मेम्ब्रेन है. दिस इज द सेल मेम्ब्रेन. ओके. सेल मेम्ब्रेन के बाहर देर आर सम मॉलिक्यूल्स which are not present in the same concentration inside the cell. The outside the cell उनका concentration ज़्यादा है, inside the cell उनका concentration कम है. So in that case, from higher concentration from outside to lower concentration in inside, they can easily move by passive transport. But sometimes what happens, inside the cell already बहुत ज़्यादा वो molecules है, but still the cell does not want those molecules which are outside the cells to move away. So cell क्या करेगा? उनको भी पकड़ पकड़ के अंदर खींच के लेके आएगा. ऐसे कौन से होते हैं जिनको पकड़ पकड़ के खींच के लेके आना होता है ना, वो मैं बताऊंगी आपको. Okay. Yeah. Now look at the second point. Neutral solutes may move across the membrane by the process of simple diffusion. Neutral solutes. Now what do you mean by the word neutral solutes over here? Neutral solutes का मतलब होता है those which do not have a charge on it. Okay. So in this case, in case of our cell membrane, what will happen beta? The hydrophobic molecules, that is your lipids, fats, है ना? These are your hydrophobic. Hydro means water, phobic means डर. फोबिया बोलते हैं ना हम लोग, हमें इसका फोबिया है, हमें उसका फोबिया है. फोबिया मीन्स डर लगना. Correct. Now this hydrophobic substances, they can easily pass by simple diffusion because the cell membrane is made up of lipid bilayer. So lipid will not stop another lipid to enter inside. Will it stop? It will never stop. Okay. So neutral solutes may cross the membrane by the process of simple diffusion, that is along the concentration gradient from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Water may also move across this membrane from higher concentration to lower concentration. This movement of water is called as osmosis. But but water is not going to be allowed via the lipid membrane. आप बटर ले लो, बटर, ब्रेड बटर वाला बटर, मस्का, अमूल बटर, है ना? वो ले लो, उसके ऊपर यू पोर वाटर. Okay, उसके ऊपर you can pour water. What will happen? Will the water soak inside? Will the water get soaked inside the butter? कभी देखा है? हाथ रख के आपको अगर बटर लगता है ना, तो आप कितना भी पानी से धोइए, it won't go. That stickiness won't go. So what will happen now beta? For the movement of water, if the water tries to move across the lipid tails, will it allow the water to move? Will it allow? आजा भाई तू मेरे जैसा ही है, come I'll allow you to move inside and outside. Never na. So what will happen beta? Neutral solutes go out, they can go in both the directions, my dear. Okay, they can go in both the directions. Yeah. So these lipid layers are hydrophobic. So these lipid layers will not allow water or polar molecules, okay, so hydrophilic molecules to be precise, to cross the lipid membrane. So the lipid membrane won't be able to allow the water molecules or the water dissolved molecules to pass through that lipid layer. So what to do now? Problem ना? इसका मतलब वो बाहर के बाहर रहेंगे या अंदर के अंदर रहेंगे? कोई अंदर बाहर जा नहीं सकेगा, ऐसा तो नहीं होता है, राइट? मूवमेंट तो होनी ही है. सी फॉर एग्जाम्पल any salt like calcium salt for example, okay, it gets dissolved in water, right? Does that mean that it will not be allowed to enter inside? How is that possible? So there has to be some trick, there has to be some method through which these polar molecules or the water molecules will be able to move in and out. So to help them, who the hydrophilic substances to move in and out, there is going to be presence of proteins. So whatever proteins we saw in the fluid mosaic model, all those proteins are helping in what, beta? They are helping in the movement of hydrophilic substances. That is the polar molecules as well as the water molecules. Okay, so see, as the polar molecules cannot pass through the non-polar lipid bilayer, they require a carrier protein of the membrane to facilitate their transport across the plasma membrane or the cell membrane. Okay, so few ions or molecules are transported across the membrane against their concentration gradient, that is from lower to higher. Such type of transport requires energy in which ATP will be utilized, and this type of transport will be called as what? Active transport. Okay, example they have given is Na plus K plus pump. So Na plus K plus pump is generally operative in our, कहाँ पर पता है, न्यूरॉन इम्पल्सेस. So nervous system जब हम पढ़ेंगे ना, that time of course I'll tell you what is Na plus K plus nerve cells. Yes, my dear. So this is the way the plasma membrane is helping in transport mechanism is what they want to tell you all. Now you understood that why so many proteins were there. So basically, some proteins will help in the movement of only water. Some proteins will help in the movement of glucose and water. Some will help in salt solution ka movement. Some will help in hormones ka movement, and so on. Okay. So every protein has got a specific role for what? Transport. करेक्ट. जैसे कि अपने घर पे अपना जो मेन डोर होता है, अपना जो मेन हॉल होता है, लिविंग रूम होती है, अगर किसी ने बेल बजाई तो हम लोग विंडोज खोलते हैं क्या? इसमें से आ जाओ. हाँ, डू वी ओपन द विंडोज? डू वी ओपन द विंडोज? व्हाट डू वी ओपन? ऑफ कोर्स द डोर्स ना. तो थ्रू द डोर्स जैसे ही your you know like your guests are going to come inside via the door, if you open the windows, don't you think mosquitoes, lizards, bugs, insects, they can come through it? So opening is an opening. From that, depending upon who is going to enter, that will be decided by the type of opening. Like that way, there are several proteins which are going to be present. Each protein will be specific for the movement of a specific type of molecule. Got it? Got it? Yeah. Will you want me to explain which one, beta? I know. That's a different story. You want me to explain fifth and sixth point? Okay. One, two, three, fourth, fifth. Huh. As polar molecules means water soluble molecules, they cannot enter through the non-polar lipid means hydrophobic lipid layer. They require a protein who will carry them across it. Okay, so the protein which is going to carry these substances for movement will be called as the carrier protein, which will help the facilitate of the transport of these across the cell membrane. Okay, that is all about your protein ka. And here they are saying there are some ions. Huh? So as I said that what needs to be taken in even if the cell is having ample of quantity of those molecules. So they are saying there are certain ions or molecules which are transported across the membrane against their concentration. Means for example, uh, already already इस सेल में 100 ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल्स है. ओके, हमारे एक सेल में ऑलरेडी 100 ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल्स है, राइट? बट there are some 10-15 glucose molecules which are passing through the blood. Okay, so what the cells will do, though they have got 100, they will go and pick up those 8-10 glucose molecules also. So that is against the concentration gradient. So from lower concentrated area of glucose, they have to come into the higher concentrated area of glucose. Okay, now why does the cell do that? Why does the cell not allow the glucose molecules to, you know, go unused? Because one glucose molecule is going to give us 38 ATP. एक ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल हमें 38 एटीपी इतनी एनर्जी प्रोवाइड करती है, तो सेल को हर एक ग्लूकोज मॉलिक्यूल चाहिए. It says no, I won't allow any glucose molecule to get wasted. Okay. They are selected. Yes. You're right. They are selected glucose to pass. Like that way, there are many such things. Like your cells would be requiring continuously. Okay. So that is against the concentration gradient from lower concentration to higher concentration. Is it okay? Have you all understood whatever I have tried to tell you all from this particular slide, my dears? All of you? Anyone still having any doubts, beta? नहीं आगे जाऊं चलिए. Okay, my dear. So let's move ahead with a very important and a very unique, and I would say once you know this now, then you will think, you will start thinking from a very different level of your own cell metabolism. बहुत मस्त वाली चीज है, that is endomembrane system. Okay, so of course, actually I had thought that I was supposed to start with endomembrane. So anyways, so we are going to go ahead with endomembrane. So endo and membrane, and it's going to be called as a system. So what is it and where is it and what all it includes is something that we have to understand. So endomembrane system, while each of the membranous organelles is distinct in terms of its structure and function, many of these are considered together as endomembrane systems because their functions are coordinated. Now, what do you mean by this? One particular organelle will perform a particular function. Okay? After performing a particular function, this organelle will produce a product. Okay? Now, this product will be used as a raw material. This product will be used as a raw material by another cell organelle. Okay. Now that cell organelle, after using this raw product, will produce something new. Okay. And this, what is going to be produced new, will act as a raw material by the third organelle. तो ये chain reaction समझ में आ रही है, एक दूसरे से कैसे connect हो रहे हैं ये लोग, है ना? आपने डोमिनोज इफेक्ट सुना है? हैव यू ऑल हर्ड अबाउट द वर्ड डोमिनोज इफेक्ट? डोमिनोज पिज्जा ही याद आता है क्या तुम लोग को? यू नो व्हाट इज डोमिनोज इफेक्ट? हाँ, सेम थिंग माय डियर. नॉट हर्ड? डोंट वरी. साइकिल स्टैंड देखा है? साइकिल स्टैंड देखा है आपने? हाँ, तो जब मैं सपोज देयर आर लाइक 15 और 20 साइकिल्स इन अ रो, हाँ, मैंने अगर एक साइकिल को धक्का दिया तो क्या हो जाएगा? What would happen? I'm not pushing all 15. I'm just pushing first one. What would happen because of that? That is called as dominoes effect. Okay. So one thing leads to another is what we have to understand in endomembrane. Okay. So one thing is going to lead to another. That second thing will lead to something third. The third one will lead to something fourth. Like that way. So there is interconnections between them. Okay, so there are 4 organelles which are present in our cells which are interconnected. So one thing leads to another वाले ऐसे 4 organelles है बेटा, and they are going to have interconnected functions which are called as coordinated functions. Yeah, they are linked means their functions are linked. They won't be directly linked, their functions would be linked together. Okay. So which are these 4 organelles जिनके functions एक दूसरे के साथ connected है? So the first is endoplasmic reticulum, second is Golgi complexes, third is lysosome, and fourth are vacuoles. So there are 4 organelles which are going to have interconnected or coordinated functions. Did you understand this? Clear? Okay. So look at the second point. The endomembrane system includes endoplasmic reticulum, generally referred to as ER, Golgi complex, lysosomes, and vacuoles. Okay. Since the functions of the mitochondria, chloroplasts, peroxisomes are not coordinated with the above components, they are not considered as a part of endomembrane. So endomembrane, yeah, beta, they are the same. Golgi complex, Golgi bodies, they are the same. They are the same. Both the ERs, yes, RER, SCR, both will be included. So mitochondria, chloroplasts, they are not associated with endomembrane. So we will be studying them as different organelles. What are we studying now? The coordinated function वाले 4 organelle के बारे में हमें आगे पढ़ना है. Anyone who has got any doubts, बच्चा? What are we going to study under endomembrane? Anyone who is going to have any doubt with respect to endomembranes? Shall we go ahead with the first component of the endomembrane? That's your ER. Endoplasmic देखे? चलिए. I think these things probably you might have studied in your lower standards. I don't know. I think in 9th standard or something you've got this chapter. But it's okay. As I say, there's this window in between, I guess. It's not going. Anyways, so the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is composed of lipids and proteins. Therefore, we call them as lipoproteins. What are they composed of? Lipids and proteins, that is lipoproteins. Proteins constitute 60%, while lipids constitute 40%. You have to remember the values. Well, ER is a network of highly branched fine tubules. You can see there's an extensive branching, okay? There'll be internally branching. There's an extensive network of endoplasmic reticulum. Its one end is connected with the nuclear membrane, whereas the other end is connected with the plasma membrane. So it's so widely spread, see? It begins from the nuclear membrane. You can see this is the nucleus. You can see the blue color ka layer, that is the nucleus. So from this nucleus, you can see this pathway coming out, and that forms your endoplasmic reticulum. See, it's going to be, fine, like mesh-like network originating from the nuclear membrane and ending in the plasma membrane. So nucleus will be at the center of our cell. So from all these ends, there will be these endoplasmic reticulums which are going to be spreading out and reaching the plasma membrane. So one end connected to nuclear membrane, one end connected to plasma membrane. Is it fine? Right? Yeah. They look like that way. They look like that way. Look at the next point. It is composed of 3 types of forms, which are cisternae, vesicles, and tubules. So you might have heard about endoplasmic reticulum, as I said, but definitely maybe not into the details of the structure. So now in 11th standard, we have to know the details of the structure, that how are they going to be, divided into or classified into. So this endoplasmic reticulum is going to have a network of cisternae, vesicles, and tubules. Okay, so here you can see the rough endoplasmic reticulum where the ribosomes will be attached, and this is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum where the ribosomes are not attached. ठीक है? Okay, इनमें ये ट्यूब्यूल के फॉर्म में दिखाई दिए हैं. Even these are tubules only, beta. So I'll show you the structure of cisternae, vesicles, and tubules. Let us understand them. Look at the first one. Here, we are going to talk about the cisternae. Cisternae, it is elongated, flattened, unbranched tubular structure which are found arranged in parallel rows. So these squares you can see, ये जो squares है ये दिखाई दे रहे हैं तुम्हें, है ना? तो ये जो है ना एक के ऊपर एक ब्रेड के सैंडविच के जैसे हम लोग रखते हैं, that is going to be called as your cisternae. Fine. They are going to be kept one above the other, parallelly stacked one upon the other. Fine. It is generally granular due to the presence of ribosomes, and therefore we can call them as RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. It is mainly found in cells which are actively indulged in protein synthesis, like liver cells. Then we have got pancreatic cells. Then we have got stomach के इधर भी बहुत सारे ऐसे cells है जो RER से भरे पड़ेंगे, या फिर intestine के cells है, small intestine. They all will be having a lots of cisternae present with RER. Okay, got it? Second is vesicles. Now, what are these vesicles? Look at the vesicle. It is rounded oval form of 25 to 500 microns. So these are the vesicles. See, ये जो है ना, ये वेसिकल्स है. It is found scattered in the cytoplasm. Okay, it is mainly found in the protein forming cells. So here also you can see a lot of RER present, right? You can see the ribosomes attached. So here also there is going to be your RER only. It is mainly found in protein forming cells. It is also a granular structure. Now, if you can see over here, the tube-like structures. Can you see this pipelines? पतले पतले ये pipelines दिखाई दे रहे बेटा? These are the tubules. Okay. Tubules, it is tubular, highly branched. You can see how much branching it is showing. See, वो इतने सारे all areas में branch हो रहे हैं. So it is highly branched, found near the cell membrane. So it's going to be towards the cell membrane area. It is smooth structure because ribosomes would be absent, but sometimes it would be present as shown in the diagram. You can see this black color ke dots over here also. So sometimes would be present. Sometimes if it is not present, then it is going to be called as your smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It is mainly found in cells associated with synthesis of cholesterol, glycerides, hormones. So if you remember the living world, in that chapter we had studied something called as catabolism and anabolism. And in anabolism, I had told you that there is going to be biosynthesis of certain substances which are required by the cell. So see, cholesterol, glycerides, hormones are all going to be synthesized from the fatty acids and glycerol. Correct now? Now can you correlate that why we had taken that chapter first? Ah, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, from the tubules. Yes, my dear. Both 1 and 2 are formed in protein forming cells. Yes, yes. Even they can be formed in your lipid forming cells also, but generally protein forming cells. Okay. So you understood what is the reason for this, cholesterol, glycerides, tubules required by our cells. They have to form them. So it will be formed in the tubules or by the tubules, I would say. So endoplasmic reticulum is of two types, RER and SER. What are the differences I have given ahead? Don't worry. Then third last point, one, it's tubular and branch. This wala beta, this one. Yeah, so you can see there are tube-like structures and it is showing branching now. So this one is leading to this two branches. This is third branch, fourth branch, and so on. So they are branching. Last point. Okay. It is mainly found in the cells associated with the synthesis. Yeah. So they are going to help in what? SCR is going to help in what? SCR is not going to help in protein synthesis. SCR is going to help in lipid synthesis. So cholesterol, glycerides, and certain hormones like testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, they all are steroids, which will require your fatty acids. So these will be manufactured by your smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, got it? So what is endoplasmic reticulum made up of? Cistern, vesicles, tubules. Cistern, unbranched tubular structures, flattened, arranged in parallel rows, one above the other. Okay, generally involved in protein synthesis. Vesicles, scattered. They are small bulbs or they are small like पोटली कैसे होती है छोटी छोटी है ना vesicles छोटे छोटे balloons के जैसे they are going to be those vesicles which will be scattered in the cytoplasm and tubules are going to be elongated tube like structures branching in all directions generally associated with the production of cholesterol glycerides and hormones, right? And second thing is like these are interconnected to each other. Of course they are interconnected to each other and they combinedly will be called as your ER. Okay, fine. Yeah, these all are present inside the ER means these all only make up the ER. ये तीनों मिलकर एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम बनाते हैं. तो कौन से चीजें एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम बनाते हैं? सिस्टर्न ए, वेसिकल्स, ट्यूब्यूल्स. Is it okay? Oh my god, there are so many questions that can be asked, beta. You think about the questions. So many questions can be asked on this. Who is branched? Who is unbranched? Huh? Who are going to be parallelly stacked? Who are going to be scattered? What would be the role of ribosomes present on it? Beta 1 and 2 are RER in the same way. Even third can be RER. In the same way, 1, 2, 3 can be SER also. It just depends upon if ribosomes are attached or not. अगर सिस्टर ने पे राइबोसोम्स अटैच नहीं है तो वो लिपिड सिंथेसाइज करेगा. अगर अटैच्ड है तो राइबोसोम सिंथेसाइज प्रोटीन सिंथेसाइज करेगा. Okay, so anyone can be attached with ribosomes or anyone can be free of ribosomes. Any three of them, right? Got it? Any confusion still, my dears? Anyone who has not understood anything? Come on, ask me with this particular content is clear to all of you. Very good, beta. See the differences now. I have given a clear difference. This comes in your examinations for 2 marks. Differentiate between smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Biosynthesis is a part of anabolism. Very right, my dear. Very right. See, so this is going to be your smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth में ribosomes are absent, ribosomes present, mainly present near the cell membrane, mainly present near the nucleus, right? Found in cells related with fat, glycogen or steroids, found in cells related with synthesis of proteins. Mainly formed of tubules. They are saying mainly. That doesn't mean all will be only tubules. As I said, they are saying mainly means क्या बेटा? Out of 100, 80 would be that. Mainly का मतलब होता है. ठीक है? So I'm not saying always. I don't say always. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is always formed of tubules. No, it may be, and it is mainly. ठीक है. सो अगर स्मूथ एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम आपको ढूंढना पड़ेगा ना हायर स्टडीज के लिए तो यू विल सर्च फॉर टिब्यूल्स रादर देन सर्चिंग फॉर सिस्टर्ने और वेसिकल्स in your samples. Is it fine? Okay. So mainly formed of tubules, mainly formed of cisternae and vesicles. Mainly. ये mainly word important है. All नहीं है ये. हाँ. They are less stable. Why? Because whenever they find a free surface, whenever the ribosomes would find a free surface, they'll go and attach to it. So they are going to be less stable. While RER के ऊपर जो राइबोसोम चिपके हुए हैं ना, स्टडेड है ना, उधर से वो जल्दी निकलते नहीं है. So they are more stable. So SER is less stable, RER is more stable. Example where your SER would be found: adipose tissues, muscle tissues. Your SER would be found liver, pancreas, small intestine. RER will be found. SER gets originated from RER by loss of ribosomes, and RER arises by invagination, that is entering, invagination of outer nuclear membrane, that is finger like projections जो निकल आते हैं ना अपने न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन के, उससे अपना RER बनता जाता है. Is it okay? So I have given you kitne 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 differences, and you are ought to write any 2 differences. Okay, I have given the examples. Krishna, you are writing that 4, 5 times. Give the examples of both RER and SER. I have given C. So please note down where SER would be present and where RER would be present. Okay, both in one cell. Both in one cell. Is it okay? Have you all understood? So you're ought to write at least 4 differences with one example each in your examination for 2-mark question. Okay? Understood with your endoplasmic reticulum content. Anyone who has not followed anything about ER and SCR and RER. Cisternae. It is cisternae, my dear. Okay? Cisternae, not cristae. Cristae will be found in mitochondria. I didn't get you which cell. I have both SCR and RER. The cells of adipose tissue will have more of SCR, while the cells of liver will have more of RER. Okay? You want me to explain less stable? See here, wherever there will be non-attached ribosome wala area, that area is free or it is left open for the ribosomes to attach. So if the ribosomes get attached to that particular free surface of SCR, it will no more be functional for synthesizing lipid. It will convert into synthesizing the proteins. So it is less stable. Okay. Last point of RER. Sure. RER arises by the invaginations of the nuclear membrane. See, where was the RER present? Look at this diagram, my dear. No, there is no such cell where ribosomes won't be present. Look at this diagram, my dear. See, can you see this invagination is the coming out of the projections from the nuclear membrane. So this nuclear membrane will form these finger-like projections, which is called as invagination. And these are eventually going to give rise to the RER, because we have said that RER is going to be found near the nuclear membrane and SCR will be found more near the plasma membrane. Okay, so the one which is coming out of the nuclear membrane will make up your RER, while SCR is going to be towards the plasma membrane, which will lose its ribosome. It will get converted into SCR. Okay, got it? Very good, my dear. Anyone having any difficulty with this ER? किसी को नहीं समझा है कुछ तो बोलो बेटा. समझा? क्या बात है? Very good, nice. Yeah, so that is cisternae, vesicles, tubules, and this is the direct difference between SCR and RER. Fine, na? Now let's come to the functions. Endoplasmic reticulum acts on cytoskeleton and provides mechanical support and shape to the cell. So that day, I had told you what is cytoskeleton. I'll explain one more time. The cell needs support or the cells will get collapsed. Correct? So for that support of the cell, internally there has to be certain skeletal structures present. But सेल के अंदर बोन्स नहीं बन सकते हैं, तो उनका स्केलेटन बोन्स का नहीं होगा बेटा. उनका स्केलेटन जो होता है ना, वो फिलामेंट्स और फाइबर्स का बनेगा. So these filaments and fibers will be produced by endoplasmic reticulum is what they want to say. Correct? Got it? Yeah. Look at the second function. ER helps in the formation of primary lysosome, Golgi bodies, microbodies, etc. What is primary lysosome? What are Golgi bodies? What are microbodies? आज ही पढ़ाऊंगी. Don't worry. ER also helps in synthesis of nuclear envelope during telophase. So during cell cycle chapter, you will study about the telophase. So during the telophase, there is going to be the nucleus that will be newly formed. It requires a nuclear envelope around it. So this envelope will be also produced by your endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. It helps in lipid synthesis. It will produce phospholipid. Means phosphate and lipids ka combination is phospholipids. Steroid hormones, cholesterol. So phospholipid, just now we did cell membrane is made up of phospholipids. So that is also going to be the function of your endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Steroid hormones, that is your progesterone, estrogen, testosterone. These all are also going to be produced. Okay. Along with cholesterol. It helps in glycogenolysis. Please understand this word. Glycogen is the reserve food material of animal cells. Now, whenever our body requires energy and ready source of glucose is not available, then the cells will go to break down glycogen and convert it into glucose. Understand this, okay? Whenever you're going to be, like keeping your body full with glucose or carbohydrates for that particular matter, that time your body will get ready-made energy. Direct glucose मिल रहा है उसको. But if at all the body is starving of glucose, then whatever glycogen is stored in our cells will be broken down. So glycogen ka lysis means breakdown, is called as glycogenolysis. That is glycogen to glucose. Okay, right? Formed from there only, my dear. But if it is not going to have ribosomes attached, then it will be SCR. Glycolysis is different. Yes, glycolysis is breakdown of glucose, beta, and glycogenolysis is breakdown of glycogen. Okay, you want me to explain it again? See, listen. Whenever you're going to load yourself with must खाना, आज दोपहर में क्या खाना खाया? मैंगो वैंगो खाया क्या? चलो जाने दो, रोटी खाया. You had chapati, you had bread, you had rice, huh? So you have already fed your body with what? Carbohydrates. So these carbohydrates will be eventually broken down into glucose, right? Whatever amount of glucose would be then broken down by glycolysis will give us energy and heat. And some part of this glucose, which is not going to be broken down, will be stored as glycogen. Okay. Now, whenever your body requires energy and the glucose is completely utilized, now the body cells do not have glucose for getting ATP. Then they search. जैसे तुम लोग जाते हो ना किचन में, बीच में ही भूख लगती है तो कुछ जाते हो ना, मम्मी ने कुछ छुपा के रखा है क्या, ये डिब्बा खोल के देखो, वो डिब्बा खोल के देखो, अरे कुछ तो मिला, यस, ऐसे करते हो फ्रिज में, किचन में छिप छिप के जाके. हाँ, वैसे ही है ये. जब उसको ग्लूकोज नहीं मिलता है ना बेटा, हाँ, what is your question, my dear? Insulin only works when there is extra glucose, not when the levels are normal. No, my dear, it's not like that. I'll explain about that also. Okay, I'll explain about that. हाँ, रात को स्पेशली भूख लगती है. आई नो. रात में जब पढ़ने के लिए बैठते हो, पढ़ा था 10th स्टैंडर्ड के लिए रात में जाग जाग के. हैड यू स्टडीड लाइक दैट वे? हाँ, तो वो टाइम पे तो कॉफी पीने का मन करता है ना? कुछ तो मंचिंग मंचिंग चाहिए, ऐसे लगता है. Oh my God, 12 hours a day and now see, no exams, so bad na. But you feel like munching something now and then na. कुछ तो we, you all are like, rather we, I won't say you, even I, बीच बीच में कुछ तो हम लोग फीड करते रहते हैं. But if the body is going to be starving of any, source of energy, then they go towards the reserve food. बचा कुचा कुछ है क्या, कहीं stored है क्या? Then they find glycogen. Yes, glycogen hai. Then they start breaking down glycogen to convert it into glucose, because glucose was only converted into glycogen. Now glycogen will be converted into glucose. Yes, reverse of not glycolysis, my dear. Glycolysis is breakdown of glucose, my dear. This is glucose getting converted into glycogen, and now glycogen getting converted into glucose. Okay. Okay, so now this glucose will be formed. Now this glucose will then undergo glycolysis, then will form ATP, then will form energy, and so on. That next process remains the same, right? But ये ग्लाइकोजन को ब्रेक करने के लिए भी एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम हेल्प करते हैं, इज व्हाट दे आर सेइंग. ठीक है, नाउ गॉट इट. ओके, it also helps in the synthesis of ascorbic acid. What is ascorbic acid? Which vitamin? Does anyone know? Very good, Dia. Excellent, my dear. Yes, Zui, you're right, you're right, you're right. Ascorbic acid is which vitamin? Two answers correct till now from Zui and Dia. No one else. Try it out. Wrong to wrong. Ah, yes. Yes, Ansh, you're right. Ansh, you're right. Very good, Vedansh. Even you're right, Vedansh, you're right. Risha is right. It's vitamin C. It's vitamin C, my dears. Yes, yes. Vitamin C. है ना? So ascorbic acid is vitamin C. So see, it is also helping in the synthesis of vitamin C. So एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम आपने सोचा नहीं होगा इतने फंक्शंस कर रहा है. फर्स्ट से लेकर कितने हैं, 6 तक. लुक एट द फंक्शन, सो वेरिड फंक्शंस इट इज डूइंग ना. करेक्ट. बट यू नो माय डियर, राज की बात बताऊं, एकदम राज की बात है. किसी को पता नहीं है इसलिए बोल रही हूँ। आई टेल यू, राज की बात ये है कि ये सब कुछ नहीं करता है। हैं, ये क्या होता है? इधर तो लिखा है यू हैव रिटन, rather I have only written, right? And I'm saying ये कुछ नहीं करता है? नहीं, ये कुछ नहीं करता है। ये है ना, ये सारे के लिए रॉ मटेरियल प्रोवाइड करता है। So the endoplasmic reticulum will only provide the raw material for all these particular functions. Okay? Okay. So indirectly it is going to be involved in all these functions. Indirectly. So there are someone in the middle who will be helping in achieving this particular, goals. Phospholipid बनाना है, steroid hormone बनाना है, cholesterol बनाना है, primary lysosome बनाना है, तो उसके लिए कोई ना कोई intermediates रहेंगे या नहीं? लेकिन क्या होता है पता है आपको? See, this is a normal thing, my dears. You all are still very small, you all are young, okay? But when you move ahead in life, you will come across this. जो बॉस होता है ना, बॉस, क्रेडिट बॉस को मिलता है। बॉस रात भर बैठ के काम नहीं करता है। The boss will only give the work to his subordinates who are actually going to work. The subordinates are actually going to work, who are going to actually, perform all those activities. The subordinates are going to perform all the activities. But credit goes to whom? The boss. हाँ या ना बेटा? Tell me. True or false? हाँ. So here ER is the boss. Therefore, all these functions are in the name of endoplasmic reticulum. But endoplasmic reticulum is only going to provide the raw material. Just say boss is only going to provide with what? Vitamin M. You know what is the vitamin M? Vitamin M क्या होता है बेटा? Do you know? Yes, vitamin M is money. Without vitamin M, no vitamins are of any use. Right or wrong? So the boss is only going to, you know, have his own company. He has invested in the company. He has put in money in that company, and so is the boss. So the credit will be given to the boss, whatever is going to happen. Actually, who are going to work? Actually, who are going to be the responsible authorities to give those results? These are the subordinates, the staff, as we say. Exactly. Yes, my dear. Yes, Anika, you're right, bacha. So in this way, this endoplasmic reticulum is only, it has invested in the raw materials. उसने सिर्फ raw material बना के दिया. अब ये raw material का आगे क्या करना है? It will be taken care by the subordinates. Did you understand this? So when I said these functions are not actually performed, you all got scared. अरे बाप रे, ये क्या है अभी नया? Right? But now you got it across that what I want to say and what I want to talk about. Anyone who has got any difficulty in understanding anything of this, my dears, come on, tell me if you have got any difficulties. No difficulty? Everything clear in your mind now? Yes. Yes, bacha. So now what is the next thing? Let us go towards the subordinates. Let us understand the subordinates who have actually done this functions, practically done this functions. वो देखना है हमें, है ना? तो एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम के जो फंक्शंस जो आगे कराने वाले जो इंटरमीडिएट्स है, वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट देम नाउ. ओके, गॉट इट? अंडरस्टूड दिस? वेल, so the first one who is going to be taking care of the raw materials synthesized by endoplasmic reticulum is going to be your Golgi. But before going to Golgi, look at few more. But these, why I have taken them differently out, because these are actually performed by the ER. ठीक है? Intracellular exchange. ER forms intracellular connection systems. Transport of materials in the cytoplasm from one place to another occurs through ER. Now, this is actually occurring through ER. Okay, it is not going to be through the subordinates. It is going to be the actual endoplasmic reticulum which is getting involved in the intracellular exchange. Okay, cellular metabolism. The membranes of the reticulum provide an increased surface area for metabolic activities in the cytoplasm. It is the membrane of the endoplasmic reticulum itself. It has not assigned this work to anyone else. Okay, detoxification is important. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is concerned with detoxification of drugs, detoxification of pollutants, and detoxification of steroids. Now, this is the direct role of smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It is not going to assign this to anyone else. So, what does it do? Detoxification of drugs means whatever drugs we take in, drugs बोले तो medicines, okay? उसमें से अगर कुछ detoxified substances as a byproduct निकलता है तो उसको अपने सिस्टम में से निकालने का काम हेल्प करता है SCR. पोल्यूटेंट्स कुछ चले जाते हैं, स्टीरॉइड्स है जो निकालने होते हैं. These all are done with the help of SCR directly. Well, look at this. Cytochrome P450 in endoplasmic reticulum acts as an enzyme which functions in detoxification. ये जो process है ना, in detoxification of drugs and other toxins. So this cytochrome P40, ये नाम याद रखिए बेटा. This question has been asked 8 to 10 times in the last 20 years. So almost, like alternate years, they keep on asking something about this CP450. CP is cytochrome P450. So this is a cytochrome. That is, it's going to be an electron carrier. Okay. And this is the one who will help in this detoxification. Okay. It provides the precursor for secretory materials to Golgi body. Precursor क्या होता है? You know who is a precursor? Who is a precursor? Chemistry? Come on. Can anyone tell me who is a precursor with respect to chemistry? You might be knowing this word. Very nice. Yes, Sanika. Very nice, beta. The one who initiates the process of, the one who triggers the process of. Okay. So the endoplasmic reticulum is going to act like a precursor, or it is the one who will initiate, the one who will start the secretion for the Golgi body to be formed. Okay. Cytochrome wala. Cytochrome P50 is going to be an electron carrier, okay, which is going to act like an enzyme now, and it will help in detoxification. Okay, fine. What is an electron carrier? You will come to know in the chapter of photosynthesis and respiration. Both chapters, very beautiful chapters. We'll be talking about that in detail. As of now, protons and electrons, I hope you all know this. So protons is H plus and electrons is E minus, right? So that electrons, that is E minus, को carry करने वाला cytochrome P450 होता है इधर अपने body में. Okay, it means endoplasmic reticulum. It is endoplasmic reticulum. ठीक है? Okay, yeah. So all points clear, my dears. So these are direct roles of endoplasmic reticulum, while the first 6 that we saw here, they were the indirect roles. So these are the indirect roles, these are the direct roles. So total 10 functions carried out by endoplasmic reticulum. So important it is, right? And you know what? Who is the real boss of endoplasmic reticulum? Real boss कौन है पता है आपको? Guess करोगे? No, not the ribosomes. Who would be the real boss? Excellent. Yes, Sadika, Zui, Vaishnavi, you all are right. The nucleus is the real boss. The nucleus will tell the endoplasmic reticulum to perform or to make this raw material because the body requires this. The cell requires this. So the real boss is the nucleus. Which point you want me to explain, my dear? 8th one, cellular metabolism. It is going to increase the surface area, beta, for all the metabolic activities within the cytoplasm. So more would be the surface area, better would be the functionality. अगर आप एक छोटे स्टूल पे पढ़ाई करने बैठोगे या फिर एक बड़े टेबल पे पढ़ाई करने के लिए बैठोगे तो व्हाट इज बेटर? वो छोटा सा स्टूल इज बेटर कि बड़ा वाला टेबल इज बेटर? व्हाट इज बेटर? हाँ, same way, my dear. The more would be the surface area, better would be the cellular activity inside it. So these endoplasmic reticulum, they are spreading from the nucleus to the plasma membrane. So they are providing what? Larger surface area for the functioning of the metabolism. ठीक है, for this done with ER. Well, anyone having any difficulty with ER, my dears? Can I move to G अपना Golgi? Okay, चलिए. Camillo Golgi, very famous name. First observe the densely stained reticular structures near the nucleus. Reticular का मतलब होता है network, जाली. ओके, एक जाली जो होती है ना, नेट होता है ना अपना, नेट, फिशिंग नेट एंड ऑल, वैसे एक नेटवर्क दिखाई दिया. किनको? कैमिलो गोल्गी को. ओके, they are the same beta. Golgi body, Golgi apparatus, Golgi complex, all are synonyms. They all are the same. Well, they were later named as Golgi bodies after him. It is also known as Dalton complex. Many of the books do not use this word Dalton complex, and many of the students do not even know. Even today, you ask first year MBBS students now what is Dalton complex. They don't know what is Dalton complex. But my 11th standard students know what is the Dalton complex. What is the Dalton complex? Another name of Golgi complex, Golgi apparatus. Okay, so it is also known as Dalton complex. They consist in plant cells. It may also be called as dictyosome. Now, what is a dictyosome and what is a Golgi? I'll tell you the difference. Okay, in plants we have got dictyosomes. Rather than we call them as Golgi, we call them as dictyosomes. Dictyosomes are single units of Golgi. Golgis are again stacked one above the other. But when there is only single unit, a dumbbell shaped unit present, now we call them as dictyosomes. Okay. So in plants, generally single unit Golgis are present. These single unit Golgis will be called as what? Dictyosomes. So jahan dictyosomes likha hai na, you can write down over there single unit Golgi. One single unit of Golgi will be called as dictyosome. Okay. They consist of many flat disc-shaped sacs or cisternae of 0.5 mu to 1 mu diameter. So look at the size. They are so small. You can see like how they look like over here. है ना? एक ऐसे ऐसे ऐसे. तो ये एक जो single है ना बेटा, ये एक single. This will be your one single dictyosome. So these are stacked one above the other. They will be interconnected. In human beings or in animal cells, they will be interconnected. In plant cells, they'll be all alone. Okay. Okay. It is composed of what? It is also composed of lipoprotein. Now here also protein is going to be 60%, lipid is going to be 40%. Golgi bodies originate from endoplasmic reticulum. So we saw endoplasmic reticulum were the precursors for the formation or the synthesis of Golgi bodies. So Golgi bodies are originating from whom? Endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Structure of Golgi complex described in detail by Dalton and Felix. Therefore, it's called as Dalton complex. In Golgi bodies, 4 types of structures are found: cisternae, vesicles, tubules, and vacuoles. This is the 4th one, which is new. Otherwise, 3 were the same as we have seen in ER. Huh. Are they fixed number of dictyosomes in Golgi bodies? No, better. In animal cells, they won't even be called as dictyosomes. They'll be called as Golgis only, and it's not fixed. It depends upon the cell, how much it requires. So they can be added, they can be made anytime. Okay. Acha. Now, I want you all to just pay attention to this particular names. Please pay attention. Cis phase and trans phase. ये 2 words याद रखिए. Cis, trans. Cis के यहाँ पर उन्होंने लिखा है incoming transport vesicles. Can you see this word? Incoming transport vesicles. Incoming means what, my dears? Coming towards Golgi. है ना? Transport means they are getting transported. And what they have called it? Vesicles. Which are these incoming transport vesicles? These are those vesicles which were synthesized by endoplasmic reticulum as vesicles. तो endoplasmic reticulum में हमने cisternae देखे थे, tubules देखे थे, vesicles देखे थे. तो ये जो vesicles थे, what they had talked about that the vesicles are scattered in the cytoplasm. Do you recollect this point? The vesicles are scattered in the cytoplasm. So these vesicles of the endoplasmic reticulum, which are scattered in the cytoplasm, will be transported towards the cis phase of Golgi apparatus. ये पॉइंट दिमाग में बैठ गया बेटा आपके? One more time. Endoplasmic reticulum was made up of cisternae, vesicles, and tubules. They had said the vesicles are scattered in the cytoplasm. So these vesicles, which are scattered in the cytoplasm, are now going to be coming towards, brought towards the cis phase of Golgi apparatus. इधर तक बात समझ में आ गई आपको? किसी को नहीं समझा ऐसा है बेटा? समझा? Now what will happen, you know? Now these particular vesicles will undergo endocytosis. What do you mean by endo? Inside. Cytosis. This is the cis phase, which is ये वाला, this वाला. This is the cis phase. This is the trans phase. This is the cis. This is the trans. Okay. So it's going to undergo what? Endocytosis. Means it is going to engulf it. ये वेसिकल्स को ये गोल्गी क्या करेगा? एनगल्फ कर लेगा, फैगोसाइटोस कर लेगा, अपने आप अंदर ले लेगा, जैसे अमीबा एंडोसाइटोसिस करता है ना, फैगोसाइटोसिस करता है ना, वैसे. So now what will happen? The contents of the vesicles will get merged with the contents of the Golgi. हाँ या ना? बताओ मुझे, है ना? Correct ना? So now what will happen? The contents of the two organelles will be now in one organelle. Now that particular pouring, that particular whatever is brought by the vesicles of ER will get modified. They will get changed. They will get converted. कहाँ conversion होगा? Inside these Golgis. ये गोल्गी के सिस्टरने के अंदर ये सब होगा, in the lumen of the cisternae. You can see over here, these are called as cisternae. So this is called as lumen, means cavity, ना? Lumen का मतलब होता है cavity. So in the cavity of the cisternae, in the lumen of the cisternae, the modification will take place of whom? The contents of the vesicles brought from endoplasmic reticulum. Did you all understand this? Did you all understand this? Huh? Yes, my dear. Now, after getting modified, after getting changed, after getting converted, these secretions have to be again thrown out into the cytoplasm. These secretions, this, like modified secretions, again need to be thrown into the cytoplasm, right? So to throw them into the cytoplasm, now the ट्रांस फेज के यहाँ से नए वेसिकल्स बनने को स्टार्ट होते हैं. कैन यू सी न्यूली फॉर्मिंग वेसिकल? कैन यू सी दिस? So new vesicles will be formed at the trans phase, and now these vesicles will be thrown out into the cytoplasm. You can see these bubbles, right? So this is called as a secretory vesicle, which will contain modified component of the endoplasmic reticulum ka vesicle, now known as secretory vesicle, which is having a different product. समझ में आ रही है बात? समझ में आ रही है बात? जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल बता रही हूँ मैं आपको, फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई एम गिविंग यू, एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम के आरईआर ने प्रोटीन सिंथेसाइज किया. Okay, it synthesized what? Protein. That protein was filled into that vesicle of the ER and it was thrown into the cytoplasm. Now that ER ka vesicle containing the protein got fused with the cis phase of Golgi. Right? Now this protein got mixed into the contents of the lumen of the cisternae. Correct? Now this protein, for example, बोल रही हूँ मैं, got modified into an enzyme. This protein got modified into an enzyme. Now this enzyme will be filled up in these secretory vessels and again thrown out into the cytoplasm. So do you remember cytochrome P450 acts as like an enzyme which is going to help in detoxification of drugs and all whatever we said, right? Then there are so many enzymes which are proteinaceous in nature. Do you know? There's a sentence called as once upon a time. Now it has changed. Now it has changed. Now we say that there are certain exceptions to this, but majority of the proteins, majority of the enzymes are proteins. We say majority, we don't say all. Okay. Now this secretory vesicle will contain an enzyme which will be thrown out into the cytoplasm. Now what is the role of this enzyme? What is the role of this enzyme now? Now the role of the enzyme is to act upon a substrate. Okay. So for example, ये एंजाइम है, कौन सा एंजाइम ले ले, चलो हम लोग ये एंजाइम अमाइलेज ले लेते हैं. ओके. अगर ये जो सिक्रीटरी वेसिकल आपको यहाँ पर दिखाई दे रहा है, इफ इट इज गोइंग टू बी फिल्ड बाय अमाइलेज एंजाइम, व्हाट डू यू थिंक व्हाट इट विल ब्रेक? अमाइलेज ब्रेक्स डाउन व्हाट? डू यू नो? चलो ठीक है, लाइपेज ले लेते हैं, लाइपेज. तो अगर ये सिक्रीटरी वेसल में एंजाइम है लाइपेज, व्हाट विल लाइपेज ब्रेक डाउन? डू यू नो? हाँ, yes, Zui, you're right, my dear. Yes, Ansh, very good. Yes, 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 Kanaka, you're right, beta. So it is going to break down lipids. So if you have eaten a lot of fatty food today, cheese खाया है, butter खाया है, हाँ, बहुत ज़्यादा consume किया है, then the nucleus of the cells will demand the endoplasmic reticulum to make more proteins. These proteins will be packed up in the endoplasmic vesicles. These vesicles will then fuse with the Golgi complexes. Golgi complexes will then convert this protein into lipases. These lipases will be packed and thrown into the cytoplasm as secretory vessels containing lipase. And now these lipases will go and what they will do next, we are going to see in the next slide. Okay, that how they are going to attack the lipids that we have eaten and how they will be then eventually broken down. Okay. No bacha, amylase na it breaks down starch. Amylase starch को break down करता है, lipase lipid को, protease protein को. ऐसे बहुत सारे enzymes हैं which we will be coming across, no doubt. So you understood the mechanism of Golgi, exactly what does it do? Anyone having any difficulty with the understanding? Huh. It's like vesicles enter from cis phase, get transformed in the lumen of the cisternae and exit from the trans phase in the new form, in a modified form. Trans phase and cis phase. See, the one which is over here is the cis phase and the one which is towards this side is the trans phase. I'll talk about them, don't worry. Slide पे मैंने ये सारा content डाला है, but as explanation, have you all understood the explanation to this? So whenever we'll read the slides, you will understand the things better. क्लियर ना? मस्त है कि नहीं? कभी आपने सोचा होगा आप इतना मस्त फ्राइड फूड खाते हो, चीज खाते हो, पिज्जा खाते हो, बर्गर खाते हो, पता नहीं क्या क्या खाते हो, हाँ, that time do you realize that what things they have to do inside the cells to get rid of those? How new vesicles are formed from this area? From this area, this content will be now packed in these vesicles and they will be thrown out. They'll be pinched off. Pinching off समझते हो? जब हम आटा गूंथते हैं ना चपाती के लिए, राइट, तो हम लोग उसमें से जो बॉल्स निकालते हैं, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज पिंचिंग ऑफ. इन द सेम वे हियर दिस पर्टिकुलर ट्रांस स्पेस का जो एरिया है, सिस्टर्नेज है ना, दे विल गेट पिंच्ड ऑफ and they will contain the newly formed product out of it. Yeah, yeah. Lumen will not contain enzymes. The lumen will contain some other metabolic products which will convert these. Okay, which will make enzymes. In fact, which will make enzymes. Okay. Here, if you see, lipid wala example, I'll tell you. Now, first I'll go through this, then I'll come to that lipid wala example with that diagram one more time. Sure, I'll come. See. Cisternae, elongated flat sac and branch tubules, same like your endoplasmic reticulum. It is curved structure with swollen ends present one upon the other. So, वो जो ऐसे थे ना, एक के ऊपर एक stack, right? The curved convex structure is directed towards the nucleus, right now. Convex will be towards the nucleus, which is called as cis phase. I showed you where is the cis phase, towards the nucleus side. or it's also called as forming phase, whereas the maturing phase or the trans phase is directed towards the plasma membrane, right? Outside, this side we saw it, that was towards the nucleus. The functional unit of Golgi apparatus is cisternae because whatever modifications have to be done will be done in the cisternae. Vesicles, it is numerous droplet-like structures. They are found around the convex surface or the edges of the cisternae. It is formed by budding from the cisternae. They are filled with secretory materials, that is the modified secretory materials. Vacuoles, it's large round structure found around the concave or the edges of the cisternae. Okay. Tubules, these are branched and irregular tube-like structures associated with cisternae. So they are interconnecting the cisternae. So here you can see in this particular diagram that, sorry, yeah. So here you can see beta very clearly that this is towards the nucleus. You can see this is the nucleus. Towards the nucleus is the cis phase. Towards the periphery, that is towards the plasma membrane, will be the trans phase. Okay. And these cisternae, 1, 2, 3, kitne cisternae? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cisternae hai. They will be interconnected to each other via the tubules. The tubules are just going to help them in interconnecting so that the things can pass internally. Okay, so it's going to be the interconnecting ones. Okay, Golgi looks like what? Wi-Fi. Okay, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, so that is going to be your cisternae, vesicles, vacuoles, and tubules. What are the functions? See, cell secretion is the chief function of Golgi body. Okay, it is going to help in export of macromolecules. Golgi body receives the materials from endoplasmic reticulum through the cis phase, which I told you just now. So the example that I was talking about is the lipids, right? We have eaten a lot of fatty food today. So to break down the fats, you require the enzyme lipase, right? So what will the endoplasmic reticulum do? It will synthesize, the proteins which will be transported via the ER vesicles to reach the Golgi at the cis phase. At the cis phase, what will happen? The Golgi body receives materials from the ER to the cis phase. It will undergo changes like glycosidation and glycosylation of proteins and lipids. Glycosidation of proteins to form enzymes or to form glycoproteins and all those things. Glycosylation of lipids to form glycolipids and many other things. Okay. So glycosidation and glycosylation of proteins and lipids takes place in the Golgi body, and it gives or it yields glycoproteins, glycolipids, enzymes, hormones, etc. After chemical modification, materials are packed in the vesicles. These vesicles are pinched off from the trans phase of the Golgi body and they are going to be discharged. Where are they going to be discharged? See, they're going to be discharged outside the cell, which is called as reverse penocytosis. I'll tell you what is reverse penocytosis. During spermatogenesis, Golgi bodies forms acrosome of the head of the sperm. So the sperm is going to have a head and that head will be covered by something called as acrosome. And these acrosome is nothing but it is going to be a group of Golgis. It's very important for acrosome to be present without which the sperm cannot penetrate the ovum. So for the sperm to penetrate the ovum, acrosome is required. These Golgis are required. Lysosomes also get formed from Golgi bodies. So the matured or the final product, what is going to be formed, will depend upon the need of the time. Okay. Yeah, it's like a helmet. Yes, my dear, very correct. On the head of the sperm, it's like a helmet, which is called as acrosome. And lysosome, as you all know, if I ask you even today what are lysosomes, I'm sure all of you all will tell me suicide bags, suicide bags. सब लोग यही आंसर देंगे मुझे, है ना? सुसाइडल बैग्स कहते हैं लाइसोसोम्स को, इतना ही पता है, लेकिन उसके अलावा बहुत सारे इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट्स है लाइसोसोम के बेटा जो आपको समझने होते हैं, ठीक है? सो दैट इज अबाउट योर lysosome formation also. Got this? So any difficulty with these points which are function के हिसाब से? Anyone having any difficulty? Pinocytosis. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So what is pinocytosis? There, you know what is phagocytosis and what is pinocytosis. First, I'll tell you what is phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is taking in any solid substance by the cell. Okay, taking in of any solid substance by the cell is phagocytosis. Pinocytosis is taking in of any liquid molecule inside the cell. So agar eating is phagocytosis, drinking is pinocytosis. Pina. Okay, so liquid molecule को जब engulf करता है ना cell, it is called as pinocytosis. Okay, and reverse pinocytosis means instead of getting in, now this liquid will be thrown out. So this liquid is thrown out in the form of secretory vesicles from the trans phase of body. है ना? Therefore, it is called as reverse pinocytosis. Did you all understand what is reverse pinocytosis? No, my dear. Point B is respectively. Yeah, it is respectively. Yes, yes. You want me to forward it today itself so you can start studying? Sure, because it's a long chapter, na? So if you wait for the end of this to take place, then probably उड़ हो जाएगा पूरा, है ना? Yeah, I'll ask the coordinators to send the PPT today itself. Okay, sure, I'll do that. I'll do that, and you all can definitely start studying, no doubt. Okay, so that's about your Golgi. Reverse pinocytosis also explained. Next, it is helpful in the synthesis and storage of yolk and vitelline membrane of egg. Now, my dears, in human reproduction chapter that we are going to go ahead with eventually, you will come to know that human का जो egg है ना बेटा, हाँ, it is going to be asked. That is the reason I am giving now. It has already been asked rather. In fact, these questions have been asked earlier. And so these contents have been, given to you all. So when we'll be going ahead with human reproduction chapter, in that you will come to know that human egg is going to have very little amount of yolk. And the vitelline membrane also is going to be temporarily present. But to form that yolk and vitelline membrane, especially in chicken egg that you eat, na, you'll eat eggs. So you know what is yolk, that yellow color ka part is going to be that yolk. And vitelline membrane, na, if you boil eggs and you remove the shell, and after removing the shell, you might, come across a very slimy, sticky layer, which is very translucent type. I don't know, if you eat eggs, you might know this. So that transparent, translucent type of thing, that is the vitelline membrane, beta. That is the vitelline membrane. Okay. So yolk is that yellow colored one, and yeah, it's like a connecting, layer between the shell and the cytoplasm. Okay. So that egg का जो vitelline membrane है, उसको form करने के लिए भी Golgis are important, and yolk को form करने के लिए भी Golgi is important. Got it? It is helpful in synthesis of melanin pigment. Can anyone tell me the role of melanin? What does melanin pigment do, beta? Yes, Kanaka, very good. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Ruby, you're right, beta. Bilkul sahi. Yes, yes, my dears. So it is going to help in what? Melanin pigment formation. Means it is going to give skin color. More would be the melanin, more darker shade would be of that particular organism. So it's helping in giving color. Ha. Yes, Anirudh, you're right, my dear. Yeah, but it is because of this Golgi only which is going to help in the production of melanin, okay? Well, then in plant cells, it's going to form a cell plate. Now, whenever we'll be talking about cell division chapter, that time you will come across this word cell plate. So what is this cell plate? As I told you all in this thing, you remember calcium pectate and magnesium pectate of cell wall that I was talking about? They merge together to form the cell plate. Okay. Yes. So here also for plant cells to divide into two equal halves with respect to the cytoplasmic content, the cell plate formation becomes very important, which is going to be the function of Golgi to make calcium pectate and magnesium pectate. Do you remember when we did cell wall, those students who were there for that particular lecture, do you recall I had told you all that cell plate ke pehle I had used the word something called as Golgi vesicles, right? I told you that Golgi bodies make vesicles which contain calcium pectate and magnesium pectate. Then they come and align together from the center to the periphery. Then they form a bead-like structure. Then they merge together to form the cell plate. So ये calcium pectate और magnesium pectate जिस पोटली में से आते हैं ना बेटा, उस पोटली का नाम है गोल्गी का वेसिकल. तो अब कुछ लिंक लग रहा है तुम लोग को? Can you all now link the things together? Right now? Yes. Very good, my dear. So in this way, it helps in cell plate formation. It stimulates mitochondria for production of ATP. Imagine. हाँ, that is what पोटली के जैसे बल्ब के जैसे छोटे छोटे है ना. हाँ, like a sac. Yes, Shwet, बेटा. Perfect. Like a sac. छोटी पोटलियाँ. Right? So it can stimulate mitochondria also for the production of ATP. So if Golgi is not going to be functional, ATP synthesis के ऊपर भी उसका negative effect आ जाता है, right? It helps in synthesis of carbohydrates, mainly polysaccharides, which help in cell wall formation in plants. We do not have cell walls, huh? But plant does have. It's going to help in secretion of zymogen from pancreas, lactoproteins from mammary glands, and certain hormones which are associated with the pituitary gland. Okay, so these zymogen are going to be, like the ones which are going to help in digestion. Okay, they are going to be involved, they are going to be produced from the pancreas. Fine. Mucilate secretion by root cells. Root cells na beta, middle lamella and cell plate. Middle lamella is going to be the finished product of the cell plate. Okay, initial level पे उसको cell plate कहेंगे. As the cell plate contains will solidify and they'll become rigid, they will form the middle lamella. ठीक है ना? Yeah. Mucilate secretion by root cells. Now see, roots are going to grow below the soil. So they come across friction with the soil particles. So these root cells will get damaged because of this friction with the soil particles, right? So to avoid the damage or to avoid the friction, what happens is the root का जो tip होता है ना, it will start synthesizing mucilage, and this mucilage will act like a lubricant, and that lubricant will prevent the damage done by the friction. So mucilage formation is very important for the survival of the root of every plant. So this mucilage formation is also going to be taken care by whom? The Golgi. Okay. Secretion of hormones by endocrine gland is mediated through Golgi. Secretion of hormone by endocrine gland. Endocrine glands are your ductless glands. Those who do not have any ducts, they pour their secretions in the bloodstream. Okay, your insulin is one of such particular endocrine secretion done by whom? Who secretes insulin? Which organ secretes insulin, beta? Very good. Yes, yes. You all are right. Yes. So pancreas are going to synthesize what? Yeah, beta cells. Yes, beta cells of your pancreas, or we call them as cells Langerhans. है ना? Cells of Langerhans कहते हैं हम लोग. Yes. Islets of Langerhans. Very good. Very good. So these are the ones which are going to synthesize your insulin. Now this insulin production is taking place in your pancreas, but the insulin will be transported to every cell of the body, so that the glucose reaches inside it. Yes, yes, of course. Even trypsin. Yes, yes, you are right, sure. You are right. Okay. So in this way, in this way, there is going to be, a lot of uh, hormone production, which will be pouring their contents in the blood, flowing blood. And via the blood, it is going to be transported to the target organs. So in this way, even the insulin will reach the target cells. And what is the role of insulin? I had told you that I'll tell you all. Don't worry, I'll definitely talk about it. Though it is not directly involved in our syllabus, still it is very interesting to know about it. Eventually, I'll talk about that as well. So here, the endocrine glands के जो secretions है ना, those hormones, they also will be mediated via through your Golgi bodies. Okay, got this? So this is the role of your Golgi. Golgi body is going to synthesize those secretory cells, they will be synthesizing those, and it will help in the transportation of these hormones as well. Okay, so it's going to play a very vital role in this hormone transportation in the bloodstream for your endocrine. Okay, well, now before that, if you see over here, this point, if you can see, lysosomes are also going to be formed from the third last point, which is the third last point. I'm sorry. One, two, three. Secretion of zymogen. As I said, zymogen is going to be synthesized from the pancreas, which is going to have a role in digestion. Okay. Lactoprotein, mammary gland. So it's going to be associated with milk production, right? And certain hormones are also going to be synthesized or secreted by Golgi. Okay, so in the milk, whatever lactoproteins have to be added upon or made would be made by the Golgi. So don't you think Golgi is doing the actual role? But of course, unless and until it does not get the raw material to do anything, it cannot perform anything, right? So for the raw material to be got, it would be got from whom? Endoplasmic reticulum, right? From the endoplasmic reticulum, whatever will be got will be then transformed, changed, modified. But who will direct ER to send the to make a particular protein or to make a particular lipid? Who will guide that ER? The nucleus. So nucleus will guide the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum will make the raw product. The raw material will be transported to the Golgi. The Golgi will change it into a modified form, and it will then send that modified form into the cytoplasm. Got this now? Any confusion with this particular connecting link? So out of the four organelles, we saw two which are interconnected. One was endoplasmic reticulum. Second is Golgi, which are interconnected with each other. Agreed? Agreed. Now Golgi is also going to synthesize lysosome. Okay. So what are the different types of lysosomes? How the lysosomes are going to be, coordinating with the endomembrane system is something that we have to look into. Okay. But of course, I won't start lysosomes today because I need a continuity for lysosomes. So lysosomes and vacuoles, two things are remaining out of the four organelles that we have to study for endomembrane system. So two we have done, two we are yet to do. Okay. Any confusion till whatever we have done today? Anyone who is having any confusion with whatever we have done today, my dears? I'll send the PPT today only. Okay. I'll tell ma'am and sir to send the PPT today only to you all so that you can, start revising the content. Sure. Okay. Chalo. Then it's almost now, I'll leave you all 10 minutes early. No problem with that. Okay? Because I need continuity. But before that, if anyone is having any difficulty or any doubt, you can wait and you can ask me. I don't have any problem. Thank you. Okay. Chalo, bye, beta. See you. This is Wednesday. So we'll be seeing each other on Friday. Right? Friday. Yeah. Yeah. What is that? 41 page B point. I didn't get you. अच्छा 41 पेज मेरे इसका बी पॉइंट. Glycosidation. Glycosidation is beta addition of a carbohydrate moiety to the protein to form glycoprotein. Glyco is carbohydrate and this is protein. So to make glycoprotein, the process is called as glycosidation. And to form glycolipid, the process is called as glycosylation. Okay, got it? Huh. What's your doubt, beta? If we have to make all notes or just no, you study. No need of making notes. I'm not going to come and correct your notes. If you're in the habit of making notes, and then only you will understand your wish. But otherwise, I will not check your notes and all. Don't worry about it. Okay. So glycol refers to carbo. Yes, my dear. Glycol means carbohydrate. Location of vacuoles and tubules in Golgi. Vacuoles. Here. Yeah, I'll show you the vacuoles. ये जो है ना ल्यूमेन के अंदर, it's going to be inside the lumen, like a small hole or a passage. Okay, fine. Yeah, someone asked me for fluid mosaic model in short. Okay, I'll explain. What I'll do is na, I'll do one thing. For the fluid mosaic model na, I've got a very beautiful small video clipping. I'll show you that. Okay, I'll show you that in the next class, so you would be able to understand that better. Yeah, my dear, those who have done with their doubts and everything, you all can leave the webinar, no issues. Even I'll end the meeting. Okay, fine. Chalo. Bye. See you all on Friday at 2 o'clock. We'll again go ahead with the rest of the two endomembrane systems and maybe something else also we can go ahead with. Well, bye, my dear. See you all.